Good morning and welcome to Outnumbered on this beautiful day. Thank God it is Friday and this is the weekend edition of Outnumbered, where we bring you to speed with the headlines for the day. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course I have Antonia Nwokolo. Good morning, Antonia.
Good morning, Ramsey.
Good morning, Christopher.
Good morning, Antonia. Good morning, Mr. Ramsey.
Good morning, Christopher.
Happy Friday.
Same here.
Happy Jumat Mubarak.
All right, let's quickly bring you to speed with the headlines that we have for today. And first of all, we have the blueprint right here. Above the header, we have this headline which says ASU urges federal government to meet public varsity lecturers' demand. Page 6 is where you can get the details of that. Then I also have this one. It's the big story actually. Ongoing reforms in the interest of Nigerians, coming from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And two writers to that story assures on new investment opportunities tackling poverty. We will work with executives on nation's challenges. That is coming from Abbas. Then finally from the blueprint, I have this headline which says Sanwo-Olu cuts fare for public transport by 25%. Wow, I love that. And OCA's 3 official working days, meaning the workers will have to work 3 days.
That is from level 0 to level 14, actually.
From level 0 to level 14. That's
Yes.
beautiful. At least they will do that, and it will cushion the effect of the crisis in the nation. I think that's a good one. I wouldn't want to talk much on this, but I just want to say, well, even though they are giving them 3 days, the remaining 2 days, their salary should not be slashed. I think that is to Sanwo-Olu. I know Sanwo-Olu wouldn't do that. All right, let's get to the next paper that we have for today. This is going to be the size of the headlines from the blueprint.
All right, on the Guardian newspaper, the big story there, tales of woe for survivors, joy for repentant terrorists. And the story is on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Another headline will be taken: Senate and House of Reps pass Southeast Development Commission bill. The details of that story is on page 24 of the Guardian newspaper. And the final headline will be taken from the Guardian newspaper. Sanwo-Olu, that is the Lagos State Governor, announces 25% slash in fares and other palliatives. That's the size of the headlines from the Guardian newspaper.
Okay, from News Direct, economic hardship. Abiodun unveils initiative to distribute free food for the poor. Lassa fever. NCDC registers 411 cases, 72 deaths in 6 weeks. 30 billion allocation. Makinde denies receiving additional funding from federal government. FAC shares 1.1 trillion in January 2024 from the revenue and states and local government. And then the big one there is Nigeria's economic falters. Growth falls to 2.7%, says MBS. That will be the size of our story from News Direct this morning.
And finally, the last headline that we have for the day is the Nigerian Tribune, and I have these headlines above the header. The first one says, government halts export of cooking gas to crash prices. That's beautiful. Well, I pray they actually do it. Then still the big headline from the Nigerian Tribune says food crisis. Federal government didn't give states 30 billion naira each. Makinde replies Akpabio. And just one writer to that story, and it says federal government demanding refund of 2 billion naira palliative from states. I don't understand. Because they say you didn't give us any 30 billion. You said, okay, the 2 billion that we gave you in the first place, return it. If you say we didn't, well,
it was actually a 5 billion naira loan to each state, and they gave 2 billion naira. Have they paid the
remaining 3
billion?
Now they are asking for the refund of the 2 billion. For what?
To add it to the 30 billion.
All right, let's quickly go on break. After this break, we'll return back again and we'll bring you to speed with the big story for the day. So interesting right here. This weekend edition is something else. Just stay very close to your screen as we return back after now. Stay tuned.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. Is still outnumbered live on your screen with Ramsey, Antonia, and of course Christopher. We said on return, it's going to be all about the big story. And what's the big story all about? We told you earlier that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu, has said the ongoing reforms is in the interest of Nigerians, meaning whatever hunger, whatever difficulty, the scarcity, the constant fall of naira, everything going on in the country now is part of his reform, and he is saying, well, it is in the interest of Nigerians. I don't know. So many things have been done, all right, but then Nigerians are not even aware of what reform the president is talking about right now, because a hungry man is an angry man. And a lot of people are doing so many things right now. It beats my imagination when Akpabio came up the day before yesterday to say, well, the protest that is ongoing is being sponsored. When people are protesting that they are hungry, this is a protest that you don't even need to push anyone to embark on, because every single Nigerian is feeling the heat. But now the president keeps saying, bear with me, until when? That's the question this morning. So let me just throw it open to my colleagues in the studio. Interest in the interest of Nigerians. Ongoing reform. We keep hearing of reform. What reform are you talking about? Have you come out to spell out certain agenda that these are the agendas that I'm following? This is what I am doing from point A to point B to point C. Mr. Christopher, let's talk about this now. What do you make of this statement? Please bear with me. What's happening is a reform, and it's in the interest of Nigerians, even though Nigerians are dying. I don't know if you get to know the number of people, all right, that are weeping on a daily basis, crying, thinking negative things. It will amaze you. So in just few minutes, can you talk about this?
First, we have to look at it from this angle: the intention and the action. The intention we cannot see, but you can feel it from the action. This action now we are sharing with them, that is, the poor masses are feeling the action. And what are the actions? The first reform that Tinubu brought on the day of his inauguration, that was 29th of May, was the removal of fuel subsidy.
Subsidy is
gone. But let me tell you, when you look at that, that was not a thoughtful action. Reason being that if you read through, you can browse and see, if you read through the speech of Mr. President on that 29th of November, there was nothing, 29th of May, there was nothing like subsidy removal in that speech. So how he came about it off paper point to remove subsidy
out of the abundance of the heart,
the mouth speak it. So what you are saying now is that whether your intention, but with all these reforms, yesterday I saw that by today or next week he shall be signing an executive order on medicine.
I saw that too.
And then when I shared it on the platform, a pharmacist in this town said that the president is pursuing shadow. You know, so whatever reforms, by the way, why reforms every month, every week, back to back, reforms upon reforms, and then people are still getting it hard? People cannot afford food in Lagos State, thanks to Sanwo-Olu. Now, apart from the 25% cut in transportation, he has also employed 1,500 people for people in the whole local government for people to go and to have free meal. That for me, it is as good as that is. It is dehumanizing that the government have to feed the people. Why can't the government give enabling environment for people to work so they can also have their food, feed themselves?
It's more like you being a refugee in your own
in
country.
your own country.
Yes.
That is where
And
we
where
are.
That is what it means.
Exactly.
In your own
It's very
country.
sad.
Coming to
Yeah.
line up so that someone can give you
Exactly.
meal,
And then
food,
Abiodun now
for
is saying
crying
that
out
he's going
loud.
to give free food to the poor masses. I think 100,
Oh my
100 what's it called? Bags of rice to share. When you give somebody rice, where's the Maggi?
Where's the
Where's
Maggi?
the
Where's
oil?
the
Where's
oil?
the
Where's
oil?
the
salt?
fish?
Where's the gas? All right, let's get to Thonia. Thonia, well, anytime we're talking about things like this, and you are the only woman here. You have been outnumbered. They've always been outnumbered for now. So let's talk about this. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
these reforms, how would you be coming up with different reforms, all right, that is having negative impact on the people, and you keep begging the people? For how long do you think the people can be quiet and endure this hardship?
Nigeria as a country has experienced different administrations. And this is not the time in our over 60 years of independence. This should be our 64th year. In our over 64 years of independence, Nigeria, this is not the time where you make decisions or you make reforms that are not properly thought through. For any administration to come on board and say, we want to do this, it ought to be properly thought through. And all of these things that the Tinubu administration has been bringing up, we see that there are no clear-cut strategies. You just say, I want to do this, and then you announce it abruptly without putting plans in place to ensure that what
Exactly.
you want comes to fruition.
Exactly.
And then when the citizens begin to talk about what the government is doing, you blame it on sentiment, you blame it on ethnicity, you say, oh, they do not want
Saboteurs.
your government. You
Yes,
list out
opposition.
different
You begin
opposition
to call
parties.
names.
But these are the consequences of the actions you're taking. It's so sad to see this.
Well, it's so sad. It's so sad to see this. Well, that is Antonia. It's so sad to see this. One, reforms and policies that are not thought through before implementation. It's a problem. Like he was saying, something that is not even in your speech because you have it in your mind and you feel the elites of the elites. But then we're not saying why did you remove subsidy, but what have you put in place to cushion the effect of this subsidy? Nigerians are wailing. Nigerians are crying. Nigerians are getting on the street on a daily basis. Nigerians are emotionally and psychologically down. The government needs to do something. Enough is enough. The beg is not even making any impact. Something needs to be done. And this is going to be the size of today's Outnumbered. The big story, like I told you, is actually big. So what you just have to do is get on the channel. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do that. Oweleke TV, just subscribe to the channel. Then you turn on your notification button so that anytime we come up, you will be the first to get notified of every information, education, and entertainment that comes on the platform. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and it's been Antonia Nwokolo and Christopher Sunday. Do have a beautiful and wonderful weekend ahead of you. Bye-bye for now.